Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope you guys can hear me out there. Yeah, everything looks good on the OBS here. Yeah, so you should be able to hear me. And I'm here joined with Inti Campo.
Hello, people. How are you?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about just going over the qualities of Bitcoin and doing some TA, of course. And so, Inti, can you explain to them about the TA, what they should do with that TA information?
Of course. It's always worth to remind you that this video and the TA that is being done here, it's not a financial advice and this for entertainment purposes only. You should always do your own research before putting your hard-earned money on the market.
All right, awesome, awesome. So we're going to talk about the fact that Bitcoin is your lotto ticket for one Bitcoin at least is your lotto ticket for millions of dollars, right? Because really, the end result, Bitcoin is either going to be zero or millions. There is no in between for Bitcoin at all, right? And so we're going to be discussing that in today's episode after the TA session, right? All right, so let's head over to the charts, and as you can see. We're gonna go. I finally got Coinigy back up and running. I'm not sure what happened. Actually, you know what? I haven't checked my email in a while. Now that I think about it, I sent out an email to the developers at Coinigy to say, "Hey, wait a second, I can't get in," and I haven't checked my emails. It's just crazy. Anyways, so I have, as you can see here. Let's see here. Can you guys see that? Yes. On the 13th, this is the weekly chart, and we have 5 days up, and 5 weeks up. Sorry, and we're close to the 13 MA. Let me just zoom in here so that you guys can see that. And let's see. Let's align auto scale. And so we bounced off the 13 EMA, and we're still below it. That's not a good. That's not always a good sign. Wouldn't be surprised that Bitcoin rolls over and does a nice smooth Wing pattern in the weeks to come. However, at the same time, it could just this weekly we're here on Wednesday today, so this weekly could turn into a positive very, very fast. And this, because remember, this is Bitcoin, and anything can happen. Yeah, let's see here. Let's go down to the dailies on the perpetual swaps. Let's do that. Fine. Close. Open this up. Right. This is turning out to be okay. It looks looking positive. If we turn this into a line chart, you can see, yeah, there's kind of like a WE action here, kind of ugly, kind of W action. Can this turn into the bump and run that everybody's been talking about? Possibly. Let's head over to, let's see here. Do we have the that chart here with the Bitstamp? No, I'm gonna have to load that. I thought I had it up in here, but Bitstamp. There we go. There we go. And let's see here. There it is. Here on Bitstamp, we have it. Okay, this trade is doomed because it started over there and that's gone. Right, and so what we're having here is this bump and run, maybe, that could be playing out right now. A lot of people have drawn this line differently across the board that I've seen. And if we could just turn this is a lower, so far, right? Look, we have like a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. But here, and here, if this becomes another higher low, yes, this is looking positive still, right? We haven't I think this line here is the line in the sand at this point right now, which is for $6,472, and we are trying to break out of here? Well, it could do that nice and slowly in the next few days. This top over here, let's call a spade here. This is the real top here. This is where we got to have a daily close at, which is the $7,469 mark. That's where we have to like close above clearly and decisively before we can say, hey, we're off to the races. Close below here at the $6,471 or $72 mark. That's a downward draft, of course. Can you take risks here? Yeah, I think buying if you lower your leverage, buy like 3x leverage, stop loss here down here is a worthwhile shot in the dark. I think I think this bump and run is going to work or it's not. Those are the only two options, and that's where this is the nice risk to reward ratio, because we're talking here that this thing has to go a lot higher to like the $9,000 level. So if you hold this trade to the $9,000 level, is probably not a bad idea. So right around here. Right, so you're doing a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. So you could lose like 7% of your money. So just keep that in mind, and that's a lot to risk in the percentage wise. But if you do have good money management and say, okay, you know what, I only want to lose $50 to win $200 over the next I'd say about a month or so, you can do that. And that's your choice, right? So you just got to decide how much you want to lose, and you can do a little bit of math. And if you are part of the Telegram group, I have a spreadsheet on how to do that and how to figure that out, so that you are only going to, if this is wrong, you're only going to lose that fixed amount of money that you bet. So you're never going to actually get wrecked, right, in any situation. And that's the key thing about trading, is that anything can happen. Because anything can happen, you have to accept that, hey, you know what, this could go wrong, and so I am going to bet a specific amount that will not cause me to lose sleep at night, that will not make me feel that I lost a lot of money, and that I will be okay to make another trade another day, and that next trade will be profitable, a lot more profitable than the last trade that I lost. So for example, let's just say you lost, if this was a losing trade for $50, the next trade might be a winning trade at 4x, giving you $200. So yeah, that would cover that losses. So yeah, so that's the way you trade, in order to avoid losing a lot of money. Hey, what's up, NT?
I have a question about this trade.
Mm-hmm.
What about the fundamental effect that is going to come in about a few days or maybe a few weeks due the halving?
Yeah, so the halving is probably around 17 to 20 days away. And yeah, I think once we get on to the other side of the halving, Bitcoin will slowly start to make its way up to the higher and higher amounts. But between now and then, anything could happen. I think you're safe if you want. You're safer to wait until the halving. Look for and buy the dips from the dips on any kind of like downward movement, heavy downward movements for Bitcoin, because it's generally it generally goes higher and higher after the halving. Right, generally, not always. Right. All right. So with that said, is there a play here on the shorter time frame to get in? I think it's probably going to leave if we head over to the 4 hour. Right. This short is gone. Right, and because even it hit 38.2, so even if that's why it moved it down to this breakout level, and it broke out, and it looked like it was going to go down. Well, that's how the market works. and then it went breaking up higher. So it was right to. I told people last time to move your shorts. I think it was on Crypto to move your stop loss at this level, because I was showing off the continuation trade pattern plan that I have, and yeah, that didn't work out in this particular situation, because the continuation trade is opening up the trade at the 23.6, stop loss at the 38.2. We opened the trade, started going down, but then I thought, okay, you know what, let's move our stop loss down, and I was right in the long run, because look at that you didn't lose as much money, as you lose only half of the money as if you did move the stop loss. All right, with that said, on this 4 hour, right, looking good. If you take a look at the line chart, let's just move this to a line chart. Where is it? Darn. Okay, here we go. That's right. Okay, so here, and we move this to a line. You could clearly see the W pattern, right? It's easier to see a Wing pattern if you move change the candlesticks to lines, and so that's another way you can visualize the Wing pattern. That I always say that, hey, if the market's Wing, that's where you can take a trade. So it W'd out from here. And this line here, this green line, which we took as a stop loss, was clearly the breakout level. Now, if you wanted to take a long shot, it's kind of late for this to take a long trade on this, but maybe you can if it comes back to you, right? Because it normally does, and then your stop loss would be right at this last swing low. So it's pretty much the same, but you'd only do a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio on this particular trade, and then let the rest ride. So you take a little bit off the table should it go up to 7,200 again, and then say, okay, you know what, I'm just going to take half off the table and see if it goes higher, and move the stop loss to break even. And that's another trade that you could possibly take. Just understand that this thing could go down and break this just as easily. All right, so those are the trades for today. Let's head over here, and let's talk about Bitcoin being your lotto ticket for the future. And when can this lotto ticket be cashed in? And you could do it in two ways. You could obviously wait until Bitcoin is actually priced at $1 million in dollars, but I don't think that's a logical way to go about doing it, because Bitcoin is going to be money in the future. I really believe that it's going to be the new money, and so you could probably, the best thing to do is wait till it becomes a reserve currency. And you're like, well, that's never going to happen. Well, you know what? A lot of people have told me in the past that, hey, Bitcoin's never going to pass the value of gold. And look at that. We're past the value of gold. A $1 trillion market cap in Bitcoin is bigger than most countries around the world. So the GDP of most countries. So that's going to turn heads once that happens. And we already see that cryptocurrencies is the way to go. For example, China wants to create a new digital currency, and because it's easier and faster. And look, let's head over to this tweet. The reasons why they want to do this is because, look, right, people are going to find out the truth about cryptocurrencies. And one of the things, right, about cryptocurrencies, right, is that all the haters like Peter Schiff, right, keeps avoiding this basic truth. What's faster to transport from one side of the world to another, right? Is it gold or is it Bitcoin? Is it dollars or is it Bitcoin? I mean, do you know how long it takes me to transport dollars to the other side of the world? You might say, well, it should be instant. It should be, but it's not. It's like 3 to 5 days if you're lucky. If you're lucky that they don't lose it, right? which has happened which happens more often than not. So imagine you transfer $1 million to another side of the world, and they say, "Well, we don't know where it is. It's got lost in between the transfer," and it takes about a month for them to find it. You'd be losing your mind, right? Well, that happens all the time. That can't happen with Bitcoin, right? Which one's easier to liquidate? Is it gold or is it Bitcoin, right? Yeah, you could say dollars is very easy to liquidate. You just walk into a store and get whatever you want, right? That's a lot easier to liquidate than Bitcoin, of course. But if we're comparing it to gold, right? Bitcoin is a lot easier to liquidate. In fact, here in Chile, we can transfer it to Buddha, and within the same day, we can buy and sell Bitcoin. Within the same day. And within hours, we either have our Bitcoins or have the cash in our hands. Hours, not days. Right? What's harder to confiscate? Well, obviously, your dollars are easy to confiscate. Unless you take physical cash out and put it in the safe, it's a lot easier to confiscate your dollars, which most people have in the bank. Every time I use my credit card, I think, man, I should always carry cash, because there's one day the system could go, yeah, I don't like you anymore, turn you off. That's it. You're nothing. You're nobody, right? And that always scares me whenever I use a credit card, because they could just decide, no, you can't do that anymore, no, and do it at a whim. And so, but with Bitcoin, no, that can never happen. Once you have Bitcoins, when you walk in the store, you're going to be able to sell them to another place. Now, that's not possible right now, but it's going to be, right? What's easier to verify? Obviously, when you compare Bitcoin to gold, right, it's a lot easier to verify your Bitcoin. Now, there is a caveat to that. Which most people don't know. You can double spend a Bitcoin, of course, right? And double spend it away from somebody that you sent it to, right? By using the replace by fee. And there's another thing that you can do that most people don't know, is that you can actually create an invalid transaction that stays in the memory pool and make it seem like you have Bitcoins, but really don't. And they won't get, they're taking a long time to validate. In fact, I can show you that here on my phone, because that has happened to me just recently, right? I can show you that. Let's see if it's still up here on my phone. Okay, so yes, I do have that. I'm wondering if I could do this on live here. But basically, I have a 2 Bitcoin transaction. I'm going to show you the transaction. And you can see that 2 Bitcoin transaction is not being confirmed. And it was on March 13th that it was sent to me. And so if I go to the details of this transaction, right, it says it's, and I go onto the Block Explorer, it says it's invalid. So effectively, even though my wallet thinks that there's 2 Bitcoins coming in, it's actually not valid, and that's the reason why some wallets don't let you spend unconfirmed funds. And so, yeah, there is a little bit of a caveat there with verification. But if you wait long enough for confirmation, right, then it's pretty easy to verify, right? So that's what I want to. That's the key thing I wanted to point out. And so it's a lot easier to verify than gold, right? Also, the next thing is what's easier to transition into a reserve currency once the dollar implodes, right? Because we always think that we're going to go back to a gold standard. People always think that, and I don't see that happening, because we've already done this gold standard thing. It didn't work out. And besides, most people don't have the gold, and those who have the gold make the rules, and that's not a good way to deal with this. Now you're saying, well, no, look, people have Bitcoin, right? But it's easier. It's Bitcoin can't cheat you. So, for example, they can't print more paper money that represents the Bitcoin or the gold like they used to do, and so people will want to transfer their Bitcoins to their wallet, so they can't like fake it, and so it makes it easier. It makes it easier to become transitioned into the reserve currency, but it requires Bitcoin. For Bitcoin to do that, it will require it to increase its supply, not market cap to a lot higher, like set over like 10 trillion before it can actually be used as a reserve currency. But it's on its way. So I was like very happy about that person's tweet, Maple's tweet. So I thought it was an excellent job there. And yeah, we all know. Sorry, I forgot to switch screens. Yeah, so there we go. So that was an awesome tweet. All right, so those are the reasons why you want to buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin for the long run. It's an obvious investment and people will be saying that in the future. They'll be like, yeah, well, wasn't it obvious to people like that that this thing was going to be money? Duh. Yes, that's what's going to be the future of our cryptocurrencies. All right. Well, with that said, let's head over to the question and answer period.
Oh yeah.
Inti, what do you got for us?
Let's see. So we have a couple of super chats. So let's go through them first.
Okay.
So this one is from TW, and he asked, "What are your thoughts on oil prices' effect on the petrodollar?"
What is the effect on oil prices because of the petrodollar? So basically, oil prices, because the dollar was built on the fact that Saudi Arabia, they did a deal with Saudi Arabia to buy up the debt and expect everybody to pay in dollars. This deal basically backed up the dollar with oil, and as you can see, that backing went to negative. So what do you think the value of the dollar is going to be if the backing is negative? That's a clear sign of what's to come for the dollar, right? Now that the backing is in negative territory. Now, that's one way to look at the fact that that the oil now is no longer going to be a good backing, and also the fact that this is going to be disastrous for many nations which rely on oil to exports to earn money, since taxes are not available in that country.
Oh, you know what I thought about? Weren't the Canadian dollars very related to the oil prices?
Yeah, to commodities in general, but yes,
okay.
Everything and so
not only oil then.
Not just oil, but
okay,
yeah, commodities in general. So oil will have played a negative effect on the Canadian dollar as well. So yeah, you are right in that sense that that the Canadian dollar will suffer as well because of the oil shock.
Okay, so next super chat is from Super Googly. As always, thank you, sir, for your support. And this one says, "Which one do you think is the lottery ticket that will hit the jackpot sooner, but not necessarily bigger? BTC, ETH, or XRP?"
You see, there's. I think that the movement in ETH will be a lot larger and a lot faster. Meaning that it's like a leverage play, like holding silver against Bitcoin Gold, right? So I really think those other altcoins, a lot of the altcoins, will do huge moves percentage wise than Bitcoin. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Now, in the end, I don't know if they will play a larger role. I don't think Ethereum will play a larger role in a sense of being the monetary system. And it could. I'm not going to say that it can't. But the way it was designed, it wasn't designed to be money. It was designed to be used for financial programs. So it still have value in that sense, but it wasn't designed to be money. And the reason why is because you could roll things back on the Ethereum network, right? Whilst you want something that can't be rolled back. And so that's where Bitcoin comes in. So that's why I think Bitcoin will probably stay ahead of the pack when it comes to market caps going into the future. Doesn't mean they'll go up higher than higher in percentage terms, but it will go up a lot higher in total market cap. All right, next question.
Oh, this one's great. This one is a super chat from Turkey Bits. He says, "Hi Davinci, projects like Pandoras Wallet are the most critical developments in crypto since Satoshi decentralized currency. What do you think of alt-fib tools such as pitchforks, GAN, channels, circles?"
Yeah, all those tools. Okay, so those are just the tools that you've mentioned, right? Thank you for talking about Pandora's Wallet. And yeah, the tools that the Pandora's Wallet is separate. It's basically a way to store your cryptocurrencies and trade the altcoins using a little old lady strategy, and ensure that you do not leave your cryptocurrencies on a lot of cryptocurrencies on exchanges. No else. The other tools you mentioned were just basically tools in order to figure out where the market's going, and analyze the market, help you analyze the market. So, for example, Pitchfork, right, is just a means of figuring out where the market's staying in a specific range, right? The GAN angles, right, is just GAN square is just another tool to figure out what's happening in the market, what's going to happen in the market, right? And channels, right, is just where the market is staying in different areas, and works exactly like a pitchfork. Circles, again, same thing. So those are just tools of trading, right? And you could use all of them have their pros and cons, and you could use them with other sets of tools in order to figure out what's the most likely probability of a price direction. And that's all it is. Pandora's Wallet is basically for traders, basically. And let's talk about that since we're on the subject. And if you're interested in purchasing Pandora's Wallet, you can subscribe here at pandoraswallet.com, and we have like several different pricings. And one of the pricing, if you're interested in joining the Telegram group, because we have a Telegram group for all our Pandora's Wallet subscribers, and where I pop in every day and answer questions and so forth. Also, every Sunday I do a video. I'm going to be doing videos and trading with some Pandora's Wallet subscribers. And I can also show you what cryptocurrencies I own. I have my portfolio is available as well in the Telegram group, so you can see exactly what cryptocurrencies I own. Also, and if you purchase the 1 month subscription, right, you can be a permanent member of that group, Telegram group, or any subscription for that matter. You'll be a permanent member of that group only until the end of this month. And that offer will be going away, and only if you maintain your subscription will you be part of the Telegram group. All right, so if you purchase 1 year subscription, we'll be talking about the cryptocurrency of your choice. However, we're going to make it, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to say, hey, you know what, your cryptocurrencies got to have at least $10,000 of volume per day on average, right? If not, we're not going to talk about it because like it just seems like a waste of time, right? Anything less than that, because that was funny. That yesterday's video was funny with the Mazza coin, right? If you haven't seen it, check it out, right? Well, I'll probably leave a link in the description below. All right, next question.
Okay, this is from Jay Memek and ask, hi from Denmark. Why using why using USD for all Bitcoin price predictions? If in 1 year the dollar is worth nothing, why not make predictions in, for example, gold?
Good question. It's just that there's a little bit of difficulty in doing that, right? Because the price of gold is a fake price, right? I don't agree with the price that's being posted. It's just a posted price based on a fixed price that the banking system decides what it's going to be. It's not a real price, and because of that, we can't really say what the real value is until we see real pricing. Now, you could say, well, we could just use that as a base metrics, and yeah, I guess you're right. We could use it still as a metrics anyways, right? Because 1 ounce of gold is still 1 ounce of gold, even if they have a fake price, right? But with that said, remember, if we have 1 ounce, if you can't buy a 1 ounce gold, right? And they tell you, okay, well, this is the price of 1 ounce gold, but you can't get it, then I don't understand how you can use that price, right? If you can't buy the asset at this low price, let's just say they say it's $10 for gold, right? And nobody's selling it. Absolutely zero people are selling it. How can you trade? How can you measure? How can you use that price metric to say Bitcoin's worth 1 million ounces of gold because it's now $10 or something like that? That's not true because you can't buy the gold at that price, and that's the same. That's what we're at right now, and so, and because of that, and because I see how that was coming, right? I'm not interested in seeing what the price is against gold is until that gets broken and we see a real market price of Bitcoin versus gold, and then I will measure it in gold, real money. All right, next question.
All right, Marco in the chat has a really good memory, and he remembered that you said that you are going to make a video about the story of your first jobs and how you started, and he wondered when you're going to do that.
A video of my.
You remember when you were selling chocolates and all that?
Oh, the chocolate. Oh, okay, that's a video for another time. Yeah, I think that I don't know. I might. It's best if we do that in an interview format. But I guess I could do something like that. Just talk about what my history was. But it just won't be related to Bitcoin so much. So. I don't know. I'll think about it and see when we'll. But I definitely do want to do it. I just don't know how I'm going to how it will play out or how to format it nicely so that it works with our theme of cryptocurrencies and money. And so we will see. Alrighty. Well, thank you for reminding me. I will, discuss it with the team when we're going to do the video.
Okay. And in the chat, a lot of people were asking why to use a 100 leverage or 100 leverage tutorial, or what do you think about 100 leverage? And
I think I did do several tutorials on that, but if you want... It's really straightforward. I can do it. I'll do it another time. But basically, you're using the 100x leverage on whenever your risk to reward ratio is very, 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 very tiny. It's a smaller percent, like less than 0.5%. that's when you would use 100. And there's another caveat, right? Your risk to reward is less than 100, less than 0.5%, right? And you don't have enough money to do the trade, right? To bet on the trade. So, for example, let's just say you only have $1,000 and you only want to lose $50, and the risk to reward ratio is 0.1%. Well, you're going to need a large amounts of money to only lose $50, to bet a large amounts of money in order to lose $50. That's where 100x leverage comes into play. And that's my short version on that. And I think I did a video on that sometime, but maybe I'll do another one.
So you're basically using it to get into really small positions, not because you want to win 100 times
No.
what you invested.
No. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Just to get into small trades.
Exactly.
Not to win 100 times.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down. Those as since we're discussing a bunch of video options, I might as well write them down. Okay, so 100x, X video, and the chocolate boy days. Yeah, I was called Chocolate Boy.
Don't put that in a title. Don't put that in a title.
I know. Alrighty.
Okay.
Next question.
This is from Lots and Lots, and says, I want to know why on earth does BTC follow the traditional market when clearly we should be doing the opposite?
So what was that again? Sorry.
Okay. So Lots and Lots is wondering why Bitcoin is following the traditional markets when it should be doing the opposite.
Well, it's following the traditional markets because it's a risky asset. And so the traditional markets are risk on, and we're in risk off, basically, mode for most people. So that means that people are scared to risk their capital, right, in the market. So the fluctuations in the market, the general market, also translate into Bitcoin. Now, this is going to slowly decouple because people are realizing that, wait a second here, if I hold dollars as my risk asset, I might lose money in the long term. And you should check out what Sunday Decree mentioned, something that pointed out something which is very bullish on Bitcoin, bullish for Bitcoin. He mentioned that people, more and more people are looking into what money is, and because of that, right, they're going to get the answer, and when they get the answer, it's going to be like a shocker to them that this money is going to lose value. Their dollars that they think are valuable are going to lose value, and they're going to look for answers on how to preserve their wealth. And when they do that, they're going to come across gold, silver, and of course, our favorite asset, Bitcoin. Yes. So here, let me just bring up that video. Let me just show you which video it is. You can check it out if you're interested. This is Sunny Degrees video. Oh my God, having search parabolic move. The search here. Term. Yeah, and then he talks about the search for money near the end here. So this is what he did, and you can see people are searching on money because they're realizing they're losing, right? And if anybody can if the governments can print money, right, then what's the value of money? Why do we have to pay taxes? And there's a lot of questions people are asking now that they're going to find the answers, and this is the beginning of the end of currency that can be printed out of nothing and given away to the rich people. Alrighty. One more question. Oh my God, you do it to me.
I have to pick on the best. Let's see. You have a take on this because Carpenter 790 said, Why is everyone basically ignoring all situation, considering everything from 9/11 to major world wars started over oil? So you had a take on this. I don't know if you want to share it in the video now, or are you speaking on the question?
I had to take on the
On the situation on oil related to war.
related to war. Well, I mean, we've already discussed that in the previous in previous episodes and today as well. That this is going to a lot of countries depend on oil, and they don't have any money coming in now, so they're going to first start robbing their citizens, and when that doesn't work, that leads to war, right? So because they're going to have to rob their nation, their neighbors, right? So yeah, that's kind of scary. Right?
we cannot forget the war is actually the best business that exists.
Exactly. I mean, and then banksters, right? They get to profit from this, so they will push that as that agenda as well, because they get to loan the money to the governments by printing it up and loaning it to them. So this is a disaster at the highest level. So I would start planning for that eventuality. And actually, that's why I'm here in Chile, because throughout history, right? Whenever we had massive wars, people were like, "Chile what? Chile who?" Where is that? Is that on a map somewhere?
Is that a condiment for my food?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good part of living here.
Yeah, and it's really difficult to get here, right? Yeah.
I mean, not nowadays, but back in the day was
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly. And then even now, I mean, it's really difficult because like when I fly out of here, it's like everywhere I go, it's like 12, 14 hours to get to someplace.
We're literally at the bottom of the world. What do you want? What do you expect?
Exactly. So that was my plan, because I knew that we knew this was coming, right? And so that's why I am here. Alrighty. With that said, that was the last question for the day. Thank you all for watching, right? If you guys are interested in trading, remember to learn how to trade first, right? By heading over to therationalinvestor.com, right? And you can go there and get if you type into therationalinvestor.com or you can type into therationalinvestor.davinci15.com and get $50 off your first year of the classes. So there's 3 semesters of classes, right? And you can get $50 off, and I get $50, of course, as well. And so, you would help out the channel and also help yourself, basically, by getting yourself educated. So once you get educated, right, you can also learn to trade properly on these dangerous exchanges, because please do not use 100x like willy-nilly, but on these exchanges. But you can head over to bybit.davinci15.com, right, and also get like $90 worth of money if you deposit 2.2 bitcoins as well. Same with Femex. You can head there as well to trade, and I trade on these platforms myself as well. So you can join us on those platforms by heading to femex.davinci15.com. And you can also get more than $72. You can get a bonus because you're using my link, $112 for depositing 0.2 bitcoins. Alrighty, well, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate everybody coming to join me and watch me every single day. We're struggling to hit the like button, please, people. We're struggling to get up to 1,000 likes on 5 videos in a row. I was hoping to do that before the end of the month, because the people that I give these subscriptions to will be getting permanent access to my Telegram group. But if we don't do it this month, we're not going to be able to give away those subscriptions and those permanent access. So got to get it done. Get it done out, people. Hit the like button. Thank you. All right. With that said, if you haven't seen the video popping up right here, please check it out. And thank you again for watching. Cheers, people.
Cheers, people. Bye.
Bye. Bye.